All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, hot blooded. I'm going to be talking about Foreigner, and it's like 97 degrees here today. And that's not the heat index or whatever. Of course, the planet is burning up. But I want to talk about Foreigner. But before I talk about this narrative, which has been really well established, and I'm hoping somebody will watch this video just because it's a different take on the situation. Before I get into that, hotbloodedtribute.com. They are the real deal. If you're in Ohio and you want to hear the music of Foreigner and not pay 2 arms and 2 legs and some other body parts, then you should go and check out Hot Blooded the Tribute. They are fantastic. Also, check this out, Landfall. I showcased this yesterday. Their album is called Elevate. It's a combination of Sammy Hagar, Mr. Big, and Journey. Okay? It's got its own thing, though, too. It's not... I just try to give people reference points. And sometimes they work, and sometimes they don't. Landfall with Guy Oliver as your singer. Guy Oliver. He's my cousin, because we look a lot alike. So that's... No, we don't. But I would like to think that he and I look alike. Anyway, let's get to Foreigner. So there's the narrative online. And somebody sent me this video. The real reason Foreigner broke up. The song that broke up, that tore the band apart. I think it was the songwriting credits that tore the band apart. That's my humble opinion, if you want to just cut to the chase. Look, here's the deal. Foreigner, from the very beginning, they were writing ballads and rockers. Their very first album, Fool for You Anyway. What's more ballad than that song? Of course, you go through their entire catalog. I think the least ballad-friendly album that they ever did was probably their third album, but Double Vision had a couple of ballads in mid-tempo and kind of slow-ish songs. But honestly, you get to Foreigner 4, right? And then you have this song that hit number 2 for like a year, Waiting for a Girl Like You. And everybody in the industry says that's their best album, Foreigner 4. At that point, you can't really top Foreigner 4. So you got to kind of reinvent yourself. And that's what Mick Jones did. And then this incredible song, which I'm so tired of listening to on the radio, but again, it doesn't take away how great the song is. I want to know what love is. It's just an amazing song. It's brilliant. And who gets the songwriting credits on these ballads? Mick Jones. And now Lou Gramm, I think, at one point argued that because of his vocal performance, which is stunning, and I could say, hey, Mick Jones, maybe you should give Lou 10%, maybe 20%. Give him something, because that you couldn't get that vocal out of anyone else at that moment. I mean, Lou Gramm was really at the top of his game, so give him credit. But as far if Lou Gramm didn't want to sing that song, he could have said, hey, Lou, this isn't Foreigner. But he did it on Waiting for a Girl Like You, and he did it on other Foreigner songs that were slow. He complained a lot on the last one, which is called I Don't Want to Live Without It, from the Inside Information album, which, again, if you go back and listen to it, there are songs like Can't Wait, which are these hard rocking type songs, and then the slower songs, which did really well. And the formula by then was working for Foreigner. I mean, this is what makes it so bands can continue on for the next 30 or 40 years playing these songs. Because if the songs get on the radio, people remember them. If they don't get on the radio, then people hit the concession stand if you play them, which I hate because I like to listen to entire albums, but that's just not what people do for the most part. But getting back to I Want to Know What Love Is, Robert Plant said, hey, Mick, if you've got another one of those, can you send it over to me? So this isn't about the song itself. This is about the fact that if you go look up songwriting credits, it says Mick Jones. And was that maybe a mistake by Mick Jones? Maybe. But this notion that, we don't sing ballads, we need to rock out. I mean, the reunion album, what was that? Mr. Moonlight or whatever. Hello. There were plenty of slow songs there. That was kind of an adult contemporary Foreigner album. They just continued on with what they had done probably on Inside Information. Unusual Heat, the album that featured Johnny Edwards, that was after Lou packed up and said, see, I don't want to do this anymore. Unusual Heat even had some ballads on there, and was a pretty good album, even though the critics trashed it because, it hit the discount bin and music was starting to change. But the record label, they weren't going to promote Foreigner without Lou Gramm. And apparently they weren't going to promote Lou Gramm at that point without Foreigner, because Shadow King, this brand new band with Lou Gramm, Vivian Campbell, just, you would think on paper, whoa, didn't go anywhere. Should have been a huge hit. I think they played one concert and that was it. But both forgettable because the media at that point, the industry just said, nah, this isn't what we want. And they probably wanted, Mick to go in there and write another ballad, just like with Chicago, just like any of these bands where they sold a lot of records if you had a big hit ballad. And it was like that for Journey. It was like that for Survivor. It was even Def Leppard had slower songs. Bryan Adams made a living during the 80s on this stuff. Phil Collins, same deal. So it wasn't stupid to have a variety of songs on your album. And hence this is why Foreigner is still out there touring today. And they've got, Kelly Hansen doing a pretty good job with these songs. Not as good as Hot Blooded, the Foreigner tribute. I will say this. So again, my premise on this video is the song itself is a brilliant song. And I think there's more to it than just the fact that, Lou Gramm didn't want to sing ballads. On his second album, he had this song called Just Between You and Me. I don't think that's a rocker, although it's got up-tempo parts. It's got quiet parts too. I mean, you can't do an entire album of rockers, especially if you've had a history of hitting it big with both types of genres or sounds. Give Mick Jones a lot of credit because these are brilliant songs, just like Dennis DeYoung should get credit with Styx, with his ballads that have been demeaned and made fun of over the years and still carrying the band, although carrying Dennis probably more than carrying Styx as far as publishing goes. And I guess my guess is if Lou Gramm was equally cut or cut in a little bit more, he wouldn't be out there complaining about this. He would just say, yeah, maybe not my cup of tea, but boy, was that a big song for us. And we made a lot of money, and so did I. I think all of these guys made a decent living. And compared to the rest of us, let's put this in context. Compared to the rest of us, they really shouldn't be complaining. All right. Now, they did the work and they got the breaks. Okay. But this is just kind of a microcosm inside a larger macro kind of thing. Like the life of a rock star. Gee, I can only afford one Lamborghini. Boy, I only have 6 classic cars in my driveway. It's just, meanwhile, the guy next to you, he's going to the food pantry and you're worried about royalties on a song. Yeah, you could have gotten more money and you deserve something because you worked on that song and you did a great job. But again, you purport to be born again Christian and all that stuff. And at some point, you got to bury the hatchet, turn the other cheek, forgiveness. Didn't Don Henley say something about forgiveness in one of his songs? Yeah, that's what it boils down to at this point, especially with everybody getting so old, right? Foreigner is about to quit. Of course, they may be on this farewell tour for a very long time. And Lou Gramm out there doing his thing. He's got blue-haired ladies, not to be confused with green-eyed ladies like the Sugarloaf song. Ah, see that? Sugarloaf? When have you heard that song on the radio recently? Great song. Maybe Lou Gramm should be doing green-eyed ladies and change up the lyrics, do a Weird Al thing and do blue-haired ladies. Blue-haired ladies in plastic chairs. Go, Lou! I love Lou Gramm. Sorry. If you're a blue-haired lady, I apologize. I mean, we're all getting there. It's just, do you want is that how you want to go out there and perform? I mean, I guess if they're paying you right, who cares who shows up? And God bless the blue-haired ladies. I shouldn't just make fun of them like this. Just, it's a bad thing. Here's Landfall. Just get me out of this video before I create more trouble for myself. This is their album Elevate, and came out very late last year. So it's still fairly new, all right? And there are a couple of really great songs on here. Rescue Me is one of my favorites, and Heroes Are Forever, which is a tribute to somebody who passed away, who was a big-time musician a few years ago. So I won't spoil it for you. You'll have to go listen to it and figure out who they're singing about. Anyway, God bless you all, even the blue-haired ladies. Thank you for watching, and I will maybe see you soon.